When people look at an object, all they see is their past references about that object. They rarely see the object as it really is in the moment. They do not have young eyes. Thus, life and life's experiences, which are redeeming, renewing and educational, pass them by. If something does not fit into the past, they do not see it and they do not feel it. Then the mind does not register it. This is when the mind becomes a prison house. This is when it casts bars across your awareness and your ability to see. This is when the mind imprisons you, holds you, binds you and separates you. You see, every new relationship is a new experience, and every old relationship can be experienced in a new way, but there must be room and the capacity for new experience. A new experience is something that is real in and of itself without any reference to the past. The less past-oriented you are, the more available you will be to these new experiences and the more you will be able to benefit from them. This is necessary for your happiness and for your well-being. It is necessary for the possibility of your having meaningful relationships with others and for your being able to learn greater community knowledge and wisdom. Greater community knowledge and wisdom will take you far beyond not only your past, but the past understanding of most people you will meet. It is this preparation that is so needed in the world now, for the world is feeling the great weight and the great burden of its past discord, past conflicts, past wars, past grievances and past errors. The world is so encumbered. Occasionally someone arises and says, "I see something new. I see where we are going. I see this opportunity. I see this danger." And he or she tries to alert people around them, but people are dead to it. They do not see it, they do not feel it, they do not relate to it and they do not want it. And the person who sees is so frustrated. "I see this. It is here." But people are dead to it. Every person who has ever made a new discovery or has ever made any breakthrough in any area of life, whether in science, art, religion, politics or sociology, has faced this dead response in others, this inability to see and to know, this resistance to new experience and this reference to the past and to old evaluations. Those who have been innovators, contributors and groundbreakers in any arena have faced this. And it has been very painful. They have met with ambivalence, indifference or resistance. This is the great dilemma of humanity. This is a great liability in human awareness. Yet into this seemingly hopeless situation, the world is emerging into the greater community. This will forever change human experience and will make your past as a race seem distant and remote, because your past is a past without the greater community, and your future will be a future with the greater community. On a collective basis, this will confront you with new experience to such a degree that the human race itself will have an opportunity to renew its collective mind, beliefs, associations, values and ideals. This is a long process, and the result has not yet taken place. Indeed, even at this moment people are blind to the presence of the greater community in the world. They cannot see it, they cannot feel it, they cannot know it and they do not want it. And if they do see it or feel it to any degree, they try to interpret it in such a way that it becomes a reminder of the things that they already feel or believe. They want to make it a wonderful thing or a terrible thing based upon their point of view about life. How can you see with all of these restraints? How can you know anything with all of these requirements? Can you see through the prison bars of your own mind? Can you see beyond the past? Having a past reference is like working through life backwards, always looking behind you to see where you've been. And of course you crash into things and do not know where you are going and experience all kinds of calamities, grave mistakes and stupid errors. Walking backwards, you cannot see where you are going. You stumble around, fall down and end up in places where you do not belong while always looking to see where you've been. Think of this image and you can see the great disabilities that come as a result. Realize how you are not yet able to look out on the horizon of your life and your future and say with any certainty, "This is what is coming. This is where I am going. And this is what I must do." When people are working backwards, they are thinking, "Where I am going to go is to get away from what I am looking at now." And they are looking backwards. Their future projections are based on their past orientation. They are not available to the moment. They cannot see what is happening now. Their minds have overtaken them. Their attention has been given to their thoughts, which are all past referenced. The greater community gives you a great opportunity for liberation as a race. The gravity of its impact, the problems that it will present and the challenges it will give to humanity will either defeat you or redeem you. This is the greater problem which will unite people everywhere, for everyone will be in the same boat now. The differences between you will not matter. What difference does it make where you were born, what city you lived in, what language you speak or what religion your parents were part of? You are all now faced with a greater problem. You are all together, and you need each other. This is the great redemption. Life is now pulling you out of the past in a very big way. The present and the future will be such a confrontation that even those who are dead to the world and to themselves will be forced to respond. And though their response may be past referenced, they will have to learn to face a new set of circumstances. Do not look at the present and the future and say, well, Jesus will save me, or God will lift me out of this one for sure, or this is not really important, or this has always been going on. It doesn't matter. People tell themselves these kinds of things to avoid experiencing what is occurring now and to avoid being in touch with their deeper feelings and inclinations. Knowledge will bring you into the present and prepare you for the future. It will make you alive to yourself and to the world. It will give you the eyes to see and the mind to know. Then, as you go along, you will see what you cannot take with you, what no longer fits and what is no longer important. You will see with great relief the enormous tragedies and frustrations of your former life fading away, and you will not want to renew them. You will not want to relive them. You will not want them to happen again. You will not want them to affect your decision-making, color your vision or determine your behavior any longer. And more you will step outside your mind. Then you will be able to use your mind rather than be used by it. Knowledge will bring about the renewal of your mind. The renewal of your mind means that your mind is refreshed, unburdened and open to the present and to the future. It is like awakening from a long and dreary sleep. You will see life anew and you will experience yourself anew. It will be a new day for you. You will be able to open your eyes to see what is in front of you and to look out on the horizon to see what is coming. The things that we have spoken of, some of which seem so foreign and so removed from your past experience, will now become ever more obvious, for you have reached the vantage point where they can be seen. Climbing a mountain is but one image to illustrate this. To see what must be unlearned, what conflicts with your present experience and what denies, thwarts or alters your present insight, you will need the experience of a greater power in your life, and this greater power is knowledge. With knowledge as a growing reference point within you, you will be able to work with the mind and to understand the mind with real objectivity. Then the mind will not threaten you or haunt you. And over time you will be able to make it a useful instrument to serve a greater purpose in life. You will become more still, more observant, more patient, more tolerant and more fearless. All of this will happen because of your mind's renewal and the renewal of your relationship with knowledge, which will become your new foundation. Knowledge will give you its qualities, its beneficence and its power. It will give you a new life. This is God's great gift to you. You may feel, or even complain, that God has not done this or that for you in the past. What God has given you, however, is so much greater than all of your former requests. God has given you freedom, and with freedom God has given you purpose and direction. Knowledge is there to guarantee this possibility. The rest is up to you. Choose this new life. Prepare for this. Give yourself to this. Dedicate yourself to this. Then you will see all that is unnecessary in your life as you proceed, and you will find everything that is essential. Increasingly, you will want to keep what is essential, and you will want to discard what is not. Your life is precious and your time is precious. What is essential gives meaning, and what is not essential takes meaning away. Then the choices become obvious, and you will have the power to make them.